Let's learn how to set up the settings in Streamlabs Desktop Ultra without an image blocking my screen. All right, so we're going to come down to the bottom left and click on Settings. There we go. Good, now we can see it. Effective tutorials are really important for people to see the fucking screen that you're clicking on. Jack. Ew. All right, multi-streaming. General up here. I've never changed any of the settings. Not once. Set and forget. Multi-streaming. This is just basic instructions on how to set up the multi-stream. You just go into the settings, add a title, description, category, click go live. Real easy. Stream. These are the destinations you can stream to. Insta, TikTok, Twitch, Twitter. You can stream to all of them. But the output, this is when we're going to start getting into the nitty-gritty of some of the settings. Now, this comes with a grain of salt for everyone because everyone's going to have their own setup based on internet speed, computer hardware, the whole 9 yards. All right. And what I'm recording on right now, so I'm in output mode, I'm in advanced, but on streaming, my audio track is 1, so that's just, where the audio is coming in and out of. But that's in the mixer on the editor. I'll show you that. Rate control, we have CBR, important there. But this was what I was talking about earlier with the encoder. My computer, Apple M1 chips, the H.264 encoder is, kind of built for streaming, is good with Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. But what you were talking about tonight with the i7, i9, it's going to be just fine. You're going to crush a live stream with that. You're going to be great. Now, coming down the rest of these settings, right? This is going to be really where you're going to be playing with the main stuff, and right here is the bitrate. This is what you want to be consistent when you are streaming on Twitch. You want that to be green. You want it to be in the green, not getting all red and scary, and you want it to be in the green. So let's check out my creator dashboard and see where I'm at right now. And this is everybody individual. Like, this was based on my system with, keyframes. Some people say put it at 1, leave it at 0. Don't use B-frames, use B-frames. When I was doing my research, looking up everything I could possibly look up, for a Mac 2021 with the H.264 encoder, it said use B-frames, keyframe interval 2. Okay. And I have my bitrate, I think, starting out at 4,500. Maybe 5,000, but what you can do is increase and decrease by increments of 500. So if you start at 5,000, just put it in there. Go, 5,500. Do I need 6,000? And do I need 4,500? And think about bitrate, kind of like we were talking about internet speed. You're going to need more bits to do a ton of multi-streaming. So right now I'm on 2 platforms, 5750. Doing good. We're holding strong. Life is good. My output is 1920 by 1080. All right. Now, those are going to be like this one right here is just going to kind of be your main setting to play with. And when we go into recording, this is going to be pretty standard stuff. I don't touch much here as well. I'm just going to my movies, saying where the path is. Standard. And then audio. This one, when you initially are setting up Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, I think it comes at maybe 120 or 180 is the audio bitrate. I just ramp everything up to 320, max it out. That way I can get the best audio possible based on what I have. So just go down through each track, 320, 320, 320. Easy money. Replay buffer. I don't have one. Oh, you're good, J-Dog. You're good. Replay buffer, I don't put that on, but if you need a replay buffer, or if you need a little bit of time, you can put a buffer in there. Let's go into our audio settings. 44.1. Light it up. Okay, drop that in. Stereo channels. And this is basically, when you come down here, this is basically just telling you where your stuff's coming in and out, right? So my mic auxiliary device, this is going to be on my main mic. I just switch it up to the Yeti Orb. That's the one I'm using. You can use your phone. This was a lavalier mic, but anything's better than, I guess, nothing. But what I found was with my voice and with what I was saying, wow, that's awesome. Yeah, always use a guide too. Jordan made sure and drop that in the comments, and that is true. Like, you're gonna have to check out what's specific to your system and your internet, so make sure you check on that. And Jordan, if there's anything in this that isn't correct or can be done better, make sure and drop that in the comments as well. I'm not here to say I'm the best in the world. I'm here to help people get this done. So if there's a better way and I can improve too, let me know. All right, brother? But this is basically just going to tell you where your stuff's coming in and out. And what's important to kind of know about this is, like, my audio output that I'm, talking to you guys is the Yeti Orb. But if I want to have an audio output where I can just hear my headphones alone, I can add that on a different track so that it's not coming in and mixing that over, it's not mixing over the top of it. And you can just, so it's just basically keeping your audio track separate. And what's nice about it too is, depending on where that audio is coming from, because you can set it up as like a screen capture and that'll have audio. You can listen to music, you can jams, keep your energy up, whatever. But it's nice to have. I always usually listen to either what my voice sounds like real low, just so I can have an idea and make sure I'm still getting audio, but it's not distracting. And then sometimes I fucking throw on a Skrillex playlist or 80s rock, 70s rock, something that'll kind of get you up. And so that's kind of cool about it. But now we get into what everybody needs anyway. The video. You guys hear Cookie scratching her face? You good, baby? All right, so video. What are we going to do for our outputs? All right. So using Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, this base resolution right here is going to be what your computer screen is. So I think with my MacBook, it's something goofy. It's like 1440 by like fucking 1150 or something. It's stupid. So for the base canvas resolution, I just do 1920 by 1080. I want to keep that standard just because that's what a lot of platforms are looking for, especially YouTube. If I'm streaming there and Twitch, I put it as that. And then this one right here is what you got to kind of think about. What this is, the output scaled resolution, is going to be what you're sending to the stream. And earlier, before I had that internet upgrade and lowered my bill, #Xfinity, not sponsored, but what you're putting out. So previously when I was multi-streaming, I had that set at 1280 and 720 because I didn't have the upload speed at 35 megabits per second to get it out there. So you can downscale that resolution. Now, it's not going to kill the look of your stream. Like, it's still going to look really good because your base canvas and then how you're recording it is going to come in at 1920 by 1080. Now, you can use 60 frames per second. That is an option in that drop down. I keep it at 30, fairly standard. And again, you got to think about what those platforms want to see as well. Dude, look at this. Cookie, get off the table. Baby, my dog got up on a... He's a different breed, that Cookie. Sorry, guys. We'll have to edit this out. Hey, good thing I got stream marker with description. Cookie. Dang, that girl. Little athlete, though. All right. Back to her, my bad. But leave it at 30 frames per second. I mean, you can put it at 60, you can. And play around with it. Like, that's the best thing about a live stream. You can kind of tinker. You can do whatever you want. And the nice thing about live streaming is, and Jeff and I talked about this a little bit earlier, Jordan, and I know you kind of touched on it previously. But when I was, like, I've never had a problem in front of anybody, public speaking, doing any of that. It's just, I'm kind of a dick. I am who I am. I like fun shit. I'm loud, like fucking sports, women, tequila, regular shit, regular guy stuff. But what's important to know about streaming, like, don't worry too much about anything or anybody watching you or anything going on. Like, initially, like my first live streams, I don't think anybody watched. I don't think anybody actually saw them. So it's like I was getting hyped up and I was getting nervous and nobody's there. So the one thing to know about streaming too is, like, you're gonna have to put in some hours. But what's cool about it is you can put in the hours just on your cell phone. Like, you don't need full Streamlabs Desktop Ultra to do it. They also have an app that you can just do on your phone, or you can go to your platform like YouTube and just click go live, So nice feature there, but don't worry about going live. Just say what you got to do. If you got to play with some settings, play with some settings. Like, do your thing. You know, it's your world. All right. Now, getting into hotkeys. This one I like a lot. They should. That's awesome. We're doing on time, Jeff. All right, we still got about 15. We can get you some time. I'm not going to run you all the way up to 6, Jeff, because you got to have a little time to prep on your meeting. Yeah, no, nobody's fucking. And honestly, you have like half a second to bring people into your stream anyway. If they don't like you in the first 5 seconds, they're probably not even going to remember you the next day. So do you, like we talked about, Mr. Alaskan Chef, slapping salmon. Just kidding. But be yourself. Like, do your thing. Don't worry about anything. You know, as long as your audio's decently sounding and your video's streaming, you're good. Do you. And the more you do you, it's kind of funny. The more I started just being me on the stream and not fucking worrying about, you know, do I need a script? Should I use a teleprompter? Am I saying the right things? How's my approach? Blah, blah, blah. The people see through that shit. Like, they've been saying the same sales training language for the last fucking 40 years. Ask them questions, find other shit, blah, 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 blah. Right? Just be you. Don't worry about it when you're streaming. Now, let's get into hotkeys, because these are super, super handy. This is like one of my favorite features of all time. Because when you're streaming, you're going to have a shitload of windows up, right? So I have Streamlabs Desktop Ultra on the main one. I have Twitch in the browser. Full Twitch dashboard creator, the stream manager. Shit, I'll just show you. Did I lose it? Stream working? Okay. Sorry, it's bugging out on my end. Let me show you it again. Unstable. Did I lose you guys? Is it working? Can you guys see me? Nope, what? Nope, it's not frozen, or nope, you can't see it. I'm getting fucking errors on my side. But fucking Twitch is getting goofy. So one thing I noticed too, which is weird, certain platforms don't like being live streamed. Like, you can't live stream Twitch that well. It sucks. Like, take away your bitrate and shit. Ah, it's unstable again. I see you. I'll have to check that out. I'm losing an unstable connection right now. But let's see if we can drag this over. So I was doing this before once on a tutorial, and Twitch and Streamlabs don't like being recorded. But here's what we're looking at on Twitch. Right? We're looking good. We're looking good. Not getting the spinny wheel. All right. Got some bitrate in the red, but we'll be all right. Now, where were we? Sorry. Go back to these settings. All right. So those were some of the screenshots from earlier. Hotkeys. What was I talking about here? Okay, so hotkeys is basically just you set these as keys for your scenes, so you can switch. Like, I have my scene where I'm big and sitting in there, you know, hanging out, and then I have it when I'm small in the corner, and then I have like the just chatting scene. Well, like on intermission, for example, and you can set all of these, but the only ones that I do set are the switch scenes. So I'll go, you know, my intermission where I'm just kind of chatting around. I'll put that at 6 and put it in a progression. So I go 6 when I'm doing a hook, then I'll go 7. So I'm switching scenes, right? Like 6, 7, 8. And that'll kind of give you just an easy way to switch looks. And depending on what you got to do for your audience, it'll allow you to just set those scenes up really easy. And all you got to do to set them is you just click in there. You can set it whatever key you want. Set it as something that you're not going to use a lot. You know, I've done 6, 7, 8. I do, I think, what's the little, is it the Inye? The little fucking chingadera? I use that for start, stop recording, which is handy, handy, handy. You don't need to be recording a bunch of shit if you're not using it, right? But those are hotkeys, and those are really, really nice to use. And then Streamlabs Desktop Ultra likes it as well. They don't like you switching scenes a whole ton. They just kind of want to set up and go. So using the hotkeys is going to help you minimize anything that goes wrong with it when you're clicking around, because it doesn't like resizing windows. It just kind of wants to set up and stream, right? But we'll get you back into those settings here. So hotkeys, set them up. They make your life so much easier. Practice with them, do your thing, you know. So you can go like, showing on my editor. I'll take off studio mode so you can see it. But I'll just go from like 6. So this is a hotkey. Pressing 6. What up, Alaskan? Boom, let's go into 7. Now I'm big as fuck. This is going to be the live reaction video to Jordan's video after this. And then you go in the 8, where you have your little head down there in the bottom. So you can give tutorials, but you're also still present, like prove it, right? It's the prove it idea. So fancy transitions matter. Use your hotkeys, people. Okay. And then let's go back into some settings. And we got about 5 minutes. Scene collections. This is just where you kind of add different scenes, and what a scene is this whole thing, right? The whole setup. So these are all your scenes over here. When you want to add a new one, you can just come in here and add it. But if you do Streamlabs Desktop Ultra, they have so many cool scenes just on their website, and you just select them and kind of place your camera and widgets where you want. You know, get a little artistic with it, which I'm not an artist, so. You set up notifications, appearance. Now the one setting I'll ask in before you go. This one is in advanced, and this one's important that we talked about earlier. So if we're going to go into advanced over here, we're going to scroll down a little bit. We're going to keep scrolling. I took this off. This is the stream delay. So I took that off completely just so I can talk to the chat a little better. I was doing that earlier with Jordan, and it's a little weird when it's like 30 seconds behind. You're responding like down the road. Not that great. Let's see. Bind IP, media files. Where is it? Automatically reconnect. Retry delay. I don't have automatically reconnect, but Alaskan, this was the one that I was talking about with you earlier. Dynamically change bitrate when dropping frames while streaming. This comes initially out of the box unchecked. And I don't even know why that's a fucking setting. That should just be, yes, do it. Like, there's no this is the most important setting that you're going to put on. Your bitrate is going to be your golden goose. Dial in the bitrate, life is good, all right? But make sure that is checked. And the rest of them, I mean, it's just going to be kind of more stuff. I mean, I don't use any of this stuff. You can. And these are the apps that I have installed, like Lower Thirds to put out your social media, Pillar. So like Jordan, we were talking about sponsorships. There's like a million companies listed on Pillar that you can do affiliate stuff for. Streamlabs Music, love it. Stream B. This one's cool because it's going to give you some analytics on your stream. You know, what's working, what's not, when's the best time to do it. And Crowd Control Companion. So that's if you have a bunch of people and you need a little assistance. And then Blurp, this one's kind of cool. If people come to your site, they can pay like, 5 bits or something like that. And people can pay you in bits. And it'll make noises. Like I think I had fart sound on there and, just like GIFs that pop up, make a funny sound and go. And then get support in Ultra, but those are going to be on this while we're here. Let me get my fat head out of the way, as you guys can see that. All right, so this is the whole package that comes with Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. Like it's fucking insane the amount of stuff they have. But Talk Studio Pro, they're going to be essentially like, it's going to be like Zoom living in your browser. So if you want to have a podcast with somebody, you want to run a quick meeting, Talk Studio Pro does that really well. People aren't as familiar with it, but it does a great job. Which one? Talk Studio Pro? That one's just a podcast. To stream on multi-platforms at the same time, come into video, and you can do enable dual output, but it'll just naturally do it. The only reason that enable dual output is there, that's important. I'm glad you said that. But this enable dual output in the video settings, that's going to take it. So now you can go to every platform you want right now, landscape, like what I'm doing. But to have that vertical output, you select enable dual output and you're going to have that, TikTok, YouTube, people can scroll through. You can stack some scenes, which looks pretty cool. So that one's a good one. But with Ultra for sure, Kodiak or Alaska. I'm just going to call you Alaska. Talk Studio Pro does a great job. And what's cool about Talk Studio Pro is they have a teleprompter. So if you're going to be doing hey, think about this. Recording all of your social media videos, right? All right, Alaska, before we get rolling, before you go, that's what I can use. So what I would do is an optimizer. Like in BizRise.io, I made my product, and I want to make some marketing content, right? So I'm going to drag and drop BizRise.io. It'll create that social script. Boom. Okay, so I take that, just paste it into Talk Studio Pro, I'll kind of I'll have my setup different. I'll slide my computer screen behind my camera and then have it so I'm kind of reading right above it, which is tough. Like, you try and not move your eyes a ton, but people can kind of tell. But if you just kind of level it right there, and then there's different speeds, different things like that you can do, it makes it a really effective way. And actually, I was going to try and do that tonight probably. Just see how many social videos I can put out in like 60 minutes. It's got Video Editor Pro, which is kind of like iMovie, so you can go edit your videos. You can do, clips, transitions, and sounds, all of it. It's cool. Cross Clip Pro, this is probably one of my favorite features right here. I'm going to bring this down in here before you get going. These two, Alaska, if you're going to be doing some streaming, Cross Clip Pro and Podcast Editor, hands down the best. Cross Clip takes your lateral videos, right? So all the videos I'm doing right now, if I had like a cool moment or something I wanted to take a clip of, I could go into Cross Clip Pro, set up my boxes, and it looks good. Like, that one's my favorite. And you can set up it, and then you can post to all your socials from there. Podcast Editor Pro, this is badass because, like, doing this stream tonight, it's going to take out any of my pauses, any of my filler words, anything that isn't really relevant, and kind of like auto edits it. It doesn't like cut it right at the end of your sound, like when you start talking and end talking, but it does a damn good job. And that's the only editing I do anymore in my videos. I just take it up and I go, you take that. And I'm going to post it because I don't fucking time to edit. Don't have time. So I'm not gonna. Fuck it. But what's cool about that as well is you also get the transcription. Why is that important? Like we talked about earlier, you're going to use your transcription if you're training AI. Teach your courses. Use the transcription. Put them into AI. That way your AI knows it. Like, I'm going to put this into Hank. He's going to know the transcription based on Streamlabs Desktop Ultra. That's essentially how to get your initial settings dialed in. Now, you can do a ton with this stuff. Like, there is so much you can do. You can get so many scenes. You can get a million different. Here's some of the scenes, which are pretty cool. I mean, you have every pick in the world, but where would be a good one for? I got you, Alaska. Check this out. Pixel. I'm not saying that because you're old. I'm old too. Look at this. This is one of my favorite ones. Pixel. Kind of got that mountain vibe to it. Although I don't like the telephone poles. Why'd you put the telephone pole? But that's really how you make your stream look all fancy. I mean, they have packages where you just come in and grab a package and kind of fits everything together. You kind of set it up and go to work. That's the way to make it like really kind of fancy AI techy. Ooh, Quest. All right. Pixel lo-fi. You got some pretty cool stuff in here, and there's a ton. Don't get too lost in all of this because you can spend days. Find something you like, pick it, go, move. I mean, you can change them real easy. Let's just do that winter right now. I know Alaska's got to go. So I would just do select and install. Yep. Give me the Pixel winter. This might be a little keeper for a while. I kind of like this one. Bam. All right. So there's my scene. Let's see where my webcam is. Nothing in the webcam. There we go. And then you just kind of have to set it up first. So if you're really going to do, like if you want one of those scenes, obviously pick that puppy first and then come in, make your edits, drag and drop. There's different stuff in here. So animated starting, that's not on there, but I mean, it's going to have like all these scenes set up for you already. So you got stream starting, ending, BRB, intermission. Let's see what this one looks like. Yeah, all right. So you're going to have your chat under here, your intermission screen, then you can show your computer screen. Just be careful though. Some of that movement behind people don't like. It makes me sick or, whatever. I just don't like it. Like, okay, cool. You can add your social medias in here. And anytime you want to edit something, just click in that. Go down, edit, social one, easy money, bizrise.io. Done. Okay, so now you got your bizrise.io. So you can put your socials in for people to see. Just extremely, extremely customizable. You can damn near do anything you want. So that is the initial, hey, if you're going to get Streamlabs Desktop Ultra rolling, the settings are the most important. Focus on bitrate. Make sure to check dynamically, change bitrate in your stream. You know, your audio settings are going to be 320. And all you got to check is your internet speed for upload speeds. You know, if you're sitting around and play with it, you're going to have to play with it. Because I think my first upload speed was like a 6. I could still live stream 1920, 1080 to one platform. But going to 2, I had to go to 1280 by 720. So you're going to have to play with it a little bit. But biggest thing is bitrate. Get your bitrate good. Get your your bitrate good for your system. And running your speed test, I mean, you should be good to go to multi-stream to a couple different platforms. So that's the biggest thing. There's a million different tutorials that we can do on this, and I think we will. We'll just go check every box kind of daily. And I don't know if you guys noticed that, but in the community now, I do have 3 hours during the day where I'm just going to do an hour of Flutterflow, an hour of Vertex AI, and then an hour of Team Livestream. So if people need help getting something set up or just want to bullshit about strategies, those will be there. So we can kind of handle them, and then I can do tutorials as well. It'll be great. But yeah, Alaska, go do your thing, man. I'll just end this tutorial right here and make sure we got to do the call to action, right? So how does the stream even look? Can you guys even see anything? Probably not. You know, we can't win them all. Shoe, pixel winner, arcade pixel. We'll go back to that arcade. I'm going to save all your scenes. There we go. Coming back now. Okay, let's get you out of the way. All right. Yeah, man. That is essentially how you set up your stream initially. And that's like just kind of, hey, we're going to scratch the surface here. But what's nice about it is you're going to be able to get up and rolling just from that. And we're going to do our finish. We're going to do our fancy transitions like we've been practicing, Jordan. I got to practice my live video stuff. My reaction video coming up next. Go, Jordan. Woo! Hashtag Forest. Bring you in. Ooh, yeah, there we go. There's our solution. Whatever. Transition time. So even if you're Alaska, you can be a live stream superstar. And that's how you get your stream set up initially on Streamlabs Desktop Ultra with BizRise.io. Make sure and follow us on YouTube, subscribe, like, share, tell your friends, join the AI Factory, and become a BizRise.io Pro member today.